Good afternoon and good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360, welcoming you to our ongoing webinar preview series. Today we have Spencer Morris, Vice President of Text Analytics from InMoment. Great to meet you.
You too. Glad to be here.
Data is a great topic of interest to our audience, yet it can be quite confusing to the brands, as you know. How can brands effectively use text analytics to provide value in their customer experience and customer loyalty efforts?
It's a great question. As you mentioned, there is some confusion. People have data points all over. They're using structured data in a multitude of ways now. And text analytics, what it does is it really sheds clarity and insight into what the people are really talking about. As you know, we're limited to what we can really ask our customers. And so being able to hit a 5-point scale on things and then really finding out what they thought was important or what may be useful for you to improve their experience is really important. And text analytics is the avenue to really pull out the granular, the nitty gritty, and specifically what they're talking about.
Excellent. There's an idea of already having 100 data points. Are comments really that important for brands?
Yeah, and that's pretty common. We run into that all the time these days. People are using their overall satisfaction, their likelihood to recommend, their return scores, their OSAT, their CSAT scores, and they'll see a mild improvement up from a 68 to a 70 over the month, and they'll assume that they did something well. However, they don't know what they did well. And what's so important about text analytics is it really tells you how you improved or what you did poorly that drove the score. It's really a deep dive type of analysis that gives you that insight and why those data points are so important to really know what they're talking about specific to your key performance indicators.
Excellent. What's the deal? Everyone says they have text analytics. Is that actually the case?
That's a great question. Certainly with text analytics being the hot topic right now, every provider you come into contact with will tell you they have text analytics, when in reality it may just be Joe in the basement creating some Excel document using Control F to do some keyword search and find. Text analytics is more than that, and it needs to be using up-to-date and good technology, leveraging natural language process, leveraging some statistical modeling, and also the capability to not only theme, but to give you the deep dive analysis into some of the keywords, the key phrases, the thoughts, and the sentiment that you need to be able to provide your guests a better experience.
Excellent. What should I be looking for when shopping for a text analytics supplier?
Another great question. The first thing you need to do is make sure that they're within the industry and that they have some chops. Certainly many people right now are saying that they have that text analytics, but having some history behind them, having some good technology, and also having brands that are loyal to them that have been using them is certainly a good idea. The other thing that I would do is ask to, and we mentioned this before, ask to really run a test with your data. Anybody given a certain amount of time has the capability to present a demo to you that looks dazzling and effective. The real important piece is when you give them your data to be able to show you what is important, what's being pulled out with your data, and in a short time frame. Don't give them 3 or 4 weeks or 5 weeks to be able to set something up with your data, or else when you buy off on it, you'll be 6 weeks into implementation before you see anything. Really have them push your data through and find out what's going on.
Well, Spencer, thank you very much for the insight. We look forward to the upcoming webinar.
Absolutely. Thank you. Glad to be here.